Hello, how are you today? Hi, episode 2, welcome. And today's episode will be another newsletter reading, and if you don't want to yap about it, you can read about it instead. But here we are. Probably should have brought a selfie light because it's kind of early, but also overcast today. But yeah, let's dive into it. I'm so excited that you're back here again, that I'm back here again. We're committed. So this episode is about newsletters and essentially me using newsletters as a spell book. I don't say it like that in the newsletter because I think that some people think that's like childish, especially the people I'm targeting, but like truly to me it just makes sense that way. It's basically what it is. It's the better you are able to prompt, the better outcome you can get from the computer with one swing. And I think that's something that's going to be interesting that we'll see is like prompts are going to become property, and they're going to become very valuable, and also trade secrets. Like, you can make a manual spell book, a manual for your job. Like, say that you have a new worker and you need to onboard them. There's like a book of prompts that help them with every troubleshooting moment, and also has trade secrets inside of it. So, anywho, that's what we're going to dive into today. So for business owners struggling with the cost of time required for content creation, this transformation is long overdue. Previously, producing high-quality content meant hiring premium talent, strategists, copywriters, and designers, often at steep prices, which, granted, creatives, we deserve it, especially if you're good at it. But, however, today, the world of idea curation is open to the free market, meaning anyone willing to ask the right questions can generate content that resonates. By leveraging marketing prompts like those found in the newsletter example here, the example is my newsletter. We are self-promotional here. I am my own biggest fan. Business owners can replace costly brainstorming sessions with structured AI-assisted content creation. This new approach empowers businesses to delegate with precision, guiding lower-cost professionals or AI tools to generate premium quality content without the premium price tag. So what I mean about the guiding lower-cost professionals is, say that you have two options for a photographer. The photographer one is very expensive, but you know that it's very hands-off. Like, you know you're going to purchase their package deal, and they're going to provide scripting, they're going to provide all of this assistance for you. Well, now AI can do all that for you, and also I think business owners tend to be a little bit of control freaks. So you can have full control about what you want your script to be, and you can just have that level of detail that you kind of want, and you navigate that with AI. With the help of my marketing prompts. But say that then you have the outcome of that, now you can hire that cheaper photographer who does not offer those services, doesn't really have that skill set, but has a good eye for the camera and knows how to edit. All of a sudden you can hire them because you did the other steps that kind of created that more expensive human labor cost. So from premium cost to smart delegation. Let's talk about it, because traditionally companies had two choices: pay for premium talent or produce content in-house. So they were either hiring experts who understood content strategy and can execute at a high level, or they were taking a time-consuming process that took up their day to do writing, marketing, and design. We're just like kind of sitting in this little middle bubble where the time aspect for you to do it yourself can decrease, because the tools decrease the time for anybody. Like, whether I'm a creative or I'm not a creative, but because I'm a creative, I can do it better than you. Like, if you're not a creative, I'm probably going to use the AI tools that help creativity It's going to amplify my creativity. So I'm still going to be ahead of you in creativity. But at the same time, I'm so excited for you to be able to express your creativity, because I think that's what all art teachers have ever wanted, is that everyone can just be creative. But I also understand the fear of the creative market and how fearful people are about losing their jobs. But like I said, you can make new jobs with AI, jobs that you didn't even know you needed, and also amplify your own business, because now you have a business mind that maybe you didn't have in your own head before. So like for me, it's like I'm teaching people how to put a creative mind in their business, because maybe they're not creative naturally. There's a lot of things that I'm naturally not good at that I use AI to help me solve for, which is taking away someone else's job, but that allows me to operate at a higher skill level as a business owner. And I think that's just the goal. We can all be business owners. I can feel that you're like not sold on it. It's okay. This one's touchy, and I get it, but we're gonna power on. We're gonna power on. Okay, so now businesses have a third option: strategic content prompts. Using newsletters like the one above, my newsletter, a business owner can eliminate idea fatigue by following a structured set of prompts aligned with real-world trends, delegate to lower-cost professionals with clear directions, reducing back-and-forth revisions, and use AI tools like ChatGPT or other to generate drafts based on expert-curated prompts, refining them for brand voice and personal touches. So when I'm referring to my newsletter, I have a newsletter that goes out at the beginning of every month where I say like maximize or like how to market for the full month. And what I do when I'm doing that one is I follow the prompting race. Do you know what race is? It's just like a little, what's the word?
It's too early for this. I haven't had coffee yet. So race stands for...
Role is R. A is action, C is context, E is expectation. So it's a guide for you when you're prompting, and the newsletter I provide only provides action. So I'm giving them the action of what they should do for every like month or moment of the month. But I actually dive into it a little bit more, where, I mean, the way that you prompt obviously is the better the words, the better the outcome. And so when I design the action, it's strategic. It has a layer of me analyzing socially what's happening in the month of whatever month it is. So for example, in February, part of that month was February kind of has this blues tone. People can be in a seasonal depression. There's also an aspect of tax seasons coming up. So there's a building sense of stress that's connected to financial. And if you're trying to sell somebody with financial stress already burdened on them and in a more low place emotionally, how can you be an uplifter? So that, especially if you have like a long-term client or you want to continue marketing to them for the full year, this is a low time for them. This is a high stress time for financials. Not likely a time for them to cross the line with you, but a good time to build trust. So when you're doing your marketing, how can you be a source of positivity that is still resonance of advisorship for whatever profession you're in, but enough that it leaves an imprint, an emotional one, of positivity or just a positive mental, I would turn back to you, I'm not going to unsubscribe from you. So when I'm making that race format, that's layered into the tonnage of that action. And because of that, you can fill out the R, the role that you want to play, and you can fill out the context of exactly what you need to get done. And then the expectation is, how do you want it to be presented to them? Are you sending this out in email? Are you sending this out on social media? There's like different things. If it's an email, it can be long. If it's a caption for social media, it needs to be shorter. There's all these things that are the expectation that really you can skip over sometimes, but the better you are at giving expectations, the better the outcome. But essentially, this is a helpful newsletter I provide that people don't fully understand the value of yet. So how to use marketing prompts for smarter content creation. Marketing prompts like those in the newsletters give you pre-structured content ideas that align with your audience's emotions throughout the month. Here's how business owners can integrate this system into their marketing workflow. Step 1. Select your prompt that aligns with your business goals. If you're in real estate, focus on prompts like post-Valentine's emotional crash to connect with home ownership with financial well-being. So you're going to connect home ownership with financial well-being. If you're a coach or consultant, leverage February 1 through 7, the 1st through the 7th, motivation drop and reality check to provide encouragement and solutions. If you're in e-commerce, use February 8th through the 13th pre-Valentine's Day emotional build-up to frame your product as self-love investment. It's just so funny because obviously us as humans are unique. Everyone's special. But we're also patterned, and we go through flows that are systematic, and part of the reason is also because we live in a culture that has systematic systems there's systems set up in culture that we all go through. So every February there's Valentine's Day, and that build up to Valentine's Day is something that we kind of all experience, and how we react to that very specifically can be categorized, and there can be like main avenues of how people react, and there can be little side trails everywhere. But how much of that is recorded? A lot. And how much of that does the computer know? A lot. Human behavior is so interesting because I think it's the thing that's more valuable now. Before, obviously, I think technology people were paid a lot. But now technology knows what to do because the people who made the technology did such a good job. So now it's communication skills that are really valuable. And the better you can understand a human and communicate how you understand the human to a computer, that's where the real money is now. Because the computer understands everything published. And if you can pull the right context in the right combo, you can get very insightful and very valuable insight for marketing or whatever category of specific application you need. Okay, so step 1 was select the prompt that aligns with your business goal. Step 2, copy and paste the prompt into ChatGPT. So instead of staring at a blank screen and just wondering what you should be doing, paste the structured prompt into ChatGPT and tweak the response to match your brand voice. Example, if you're in real estate and you want to use financial wellness prompt, you could copy the provided text into ChatGPT. So here's a full race prompt for the role. Act as a financial wellness advocate. Action. Develop an engaging email campaign that connects real estate and financial well-being, offering a small financial moves that people can take after Valentine's Day to set them up for home ownership. Context. Empty. Because you are always going to be the context. What is your specialty? What is your focus? What is something that's very special about why you do it? And then expectation is, where do you want to put it? But regardless, you don't even need to do that if you just put in the 2 action and role that I gave you. ChatGPT will generate a solid first draft. And you're started. You know, if you're just the person that needs not a blank page to get going, this newsletter would change your life. So number 3, guide a lower skilled professional to execute. So if you're outsourcing content creation but can't afford top tier talent, Prompts like this allow you to give clear directions to a freelancer, virtual assistant, or junior marketer. Example, instead of saying, make me a Valentine's post about real estate to whoever you're working with, say, use this prompt to create an Instagram reel that connects real estate choices to self-love. Use cozy visuals, a warm tone, and end with a call to engagement. So, for example, in that scenario, I didn't even write about this, but okay, so for example, say that I took that to ChatGPT. I used the prompt and asked it to make an Instagram reel that connects real estate to self-love and uses cozy visuals, and it gives me an outline of the video that I should make. So it tells me what should be in the shot, it tells me the script, it tells me what caption I should make, and then I'm gonna work with a professional. Say that I'm just really not good at collaborating with creatives. I'm just way too logical for the communication difference that kind of happens between that left side, right side brain. I'm just gonna ask ChatGPT to help me collaborate. So all of a sudden I can just go, so I need to describe, like, once I have that prompt back, so we just designed in this whole chat the video that I want to make. Now I'm gonna outsource this project to a third party. My third party is like this, and then you're going to describe who you're working with. You can be like, this is what really irritates me about them, because they're not going to see the prompt that you put in. So this is a private conversation. I mean, public, obviously. Public record, y'all. It is public record. But private, like, they're not going to log into your ChatGPT and read about it. Okay. So you can be like, this is what irritates me about them for their communication. This seems to be where they are really good at. And this is something, like, this is why I continue to work with them, because this is what they're really good at. And then can you help me write up the email with step-by-step instructions to help us get to the final result? And I need the deadline to be, and then you put in the deadline, and then you tell them what day it is, because that's the other thing. ChatGPT, or just chatbots in general. I'm sorry, I do have a love for ChatGPT, so I'll always be a little biased. I would not hate if they sponsored me so I could get that operator for free. Anyhow, so you would put in the date that it currently is, because chatbots do not know what day it is. So make sure if you ever ask for like a day comparison that you let them know what day it actually is. So you're going to tell them today is this, and I need this project done by this date. And when they write out that email for you, they will probably add, because if you're irritated by them for something and assume that it's like time management, they will add checkpoints for you. And so that's going to navigate that collaboration in a very visual way, where you're going to have a written out outline of how this should be managed. And you can send that to the client, or sorry, you're the client. So you can send that to your creative. And when they see that, the better outlined a collaboration is, the more that's put out in the open on the table for expectations, it's all about communication, the better the outcome's going to be anyway. So you asking for help, not only in the process of making it, but also in the process of collaborating with another human and making sure that the communication level is excellent, it does not hurt you. It only helps you. So by providing specificity, you retain creative control while minimizing costs. I think that's like the biggest thing that I see this being so helpful for small businesses, is minimizing costs and also maintaining high level of control. The future of content creation open for everyone. The most significant shift in media isn't just AI, it's the democratized access of idea generation. Before, you needed a team of content strategists to create marketing calendars that aligned with audiences' emotions and sales cycles. Now, anyone with access to structured prompts can develop content that resonates. Truly, like if we're thinking about Vogue, if we're thinking about big publications that have been around forever, they have known all of these thoughts. They know that you get sad in February. They know that tax season comes in March and April. And so there's just like all these emotional structured systems of, you know, the build up to Christmas, the aftermath of Christmas, the feeling of, oh, I overspent after big holidays, but also the feeling that when you're leading up to the summer, people aren't spending as much money because they're saving up for vacation. These are all things that big companies have always taken into consideration in their marketing because they had a really big team of people who knew how to use tools. But all of a sudden now we have democratized access to those tools, and that allows us to have data that big companies used to protect with their lives. And I like to say this, I'll make it in my newsletter, but honestly I'm just gonna say it now, but like, we are treating AI like it's Voldemort. Voldemort, the word cannot be said in Harry Potter. Everyone was fearful of it. AI is not Voldemort. AI is how you defeat Voldemort. Let that sink in. AI is how we defeat Voldemort. Big companies are not going to help us use AI because they don't want us to. There's just so many people who don't want you to learn how to use this. And I think there's a lot of people who are scared of it just because it has a lot of power in the first place. What this means for business owners. No more paying for strategy alone. You can now generate expert level ideas without hiring expensive consultants. Content creation is faster and more scalable. With AI and clear prompts, a month's worth of content can be outlined in minutes. You can focus on execution and engagement. Instead of agonizing over what to post, you can shift the energy to refining, publishing, and engaging with your audience. Which I'm so excited for, especially because like outbound communication is so important. So the fact that now you're not worried about what you're saying, you're able to really focus on how it's being received and also communicating with the people that you are posting with in the first place. Like, that's amazing. So no more paying for strategy alone. Content creation is faster and more scalable, and you can focus on execution and engagement. The final thoughts that I have for this is a new era of idea curation. Newsletters, prompt books, prompting, these are the future of media for small business. Providing structured, high-quality content ideas without the heavy costs of brainstorming and strategy sessions. The open market of idea curation means that the real winners are those who know how to ask the right questions, whether to AI, freelancers, or their marketing team. The power of director-cut content creation is here. You don't have to be a designer, writer, or strategist. You just need a smart system for generating ideas and delegating execution. Period. Let's chat again soon. Gibbs. I know that one was a hard one. You guys did good though. This one's where people are like on the fence. I get it. I'm on one side, maybe you're on the other, maybe you're in the middle, maybe you're standing with your legs in between the gate. I'm here for you, whether you want to go on the other side or not. And I'm fine with you being on the other side too. No one's forcing you anywhere. I'm just speaking my piece, seeing it how I see it, telling you how it is. But AI is not Voldemort. AI is how we defeat Voldemort. Bye. See you tomorrow.